Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Well, Donald Trump can't keep his mouth shut, which we've known for years. But his latest speech that he just gave is going to be amazing. In it, he was talking about illegal immigrants coming into the country. And this is a speech in New Hampshire. And it's the quote from it. The speech has drawn criticism from those who say his language echoes Nazi rhetoric. Wow, you think? They've poisoned mental. He's talking about illegal immigrants who he claims have been released from mental institutes from South America and are being thrown in the United States. That's where he's trying to go with this. They've poisoned mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country. From Africa, from Asia, all over the world, they're pouring into our country. Okay, so now he's saying all the countries are emptying out their mental health facilities and then dumping all their immigrants in the United States. I guess much like DeSantis and Abbott put a bunch of immigrants on a plane, tell them they're giving them work, and then drop them off at Martha's Vineyard or in Sacramento. Ha 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 ha. Because, that's equivalent. Trump's claimed without evidence that South American countries are sending patients from mental institutions into the U.S. He suggests the migrants are bringing terrorism, and the crime is going to be tremendous because, he only has like 5 words he can use, 5 adjectives in there. About immigrants are poisoning the blood of America. Poisoning the blood of our country. Why are we still dealing with this person? Spirit, why are we still dealing with this person? Why do we have to deal with him? Why? I don't understand. Why is he still around? Just not done. I'm sorry. The Scion is annoyed. It's just, I cannot believe that we have to deal with this person and their racist comments, and then the right get all pearl clutchy saying, oh, it's not Nazism at all. It's the Democrats who are Nazis. I am so tired of the basic stupidity and lack of critical thinking of the sheep on the right. Will they please just start thinking? It would be a lovely addition to this country. We're not done with it yet because people are still supporting Trump. He is still finding people that he appeals to, and they support him, and they are looking forward to what his next act is. It doesn't matter that their lives are miserable. He gives them hope. He gives them something to look forward to. That's why they support him still. Their lives suck. But he gives them hope that I guess they can make everybody else's life suck. My life sucks. But look, there's somebody for me to kick down on. That makes me happy. In the past, I got the lover's card. Again, Trump has just enamored these folks, and he's portrayed himself as their savior. And they absolutely believe it because they want a savior. They want somebody to believe in and to basically blame all the crap that they've had to live through. They want to blame it on somebody, and he gives them that ability to blame things. He continues doing that. He continues doing it, and they continue throwing money. They think Trump's working for them. They just do not realize he's just doing it to get their money. All their hard-earned money goes to Trump. They don't get to keep it themselves. But Trump is, he sold himself as the hard worker of the people. He's representing the blue-collar worker and the hard-working man. So you just support me, and I will continue to find you enemies to hate. So that you support me because I'm the guy you're gunning for here. Don't worry what your lion lifestyle tells you. You listen to what I tell you. And everything's going to be fine. Queen of Cups. It's an emotional group, the right wing. I think part of this is all the what they would refer to as political correctness and the rest of us would refer to as the way to treat other people with respect, it really put a lid on their ugliness. It forced them into dark corners. Trump gave them the right to blow the top off of that and be as ugly as they wanted to be. This reading's not telling me anything new. He just gave them permission to be ugly, and they really liked it. It was freeing and relieving, and they liked that, and they missed that, and that's why the whole anti-woke thing is so popular with them, because they just want to be ugly, crappy people. The outcome. I can only hope at some point the MAGA crowd are looking at Trump and all the money that they've thrown his way and are wondering, are they getting any return on their investment? You know, he asked for all this money to build the wall, but there's no wall built. And if anything, Steve Bannon and others have been accused of stealing from them to build the wall. Trump was supposed to build the wall. Trump was supposed to protect him, yet none of those things happened. Trump was supposed to get him better health care and get rid of Obamacare and do all these great things. But he's never delivered on any of it. But they don't stop and think. And I guess that's my next question. What is it? What is it that the Republican MAGA base needs to get them to that sort of 7 of coins moment where they sit down, use some critical thinking skills, and look at Trump and start to see him for who he is? Start to understand that he's never delivered on all the stuff he promised he was going to do. What is it? Honest to God. Spirit, I am so tired of this. And I do not understand why the rest of us have to endure these fools. What, do we need another COVID for them to sit back and think about it? I guess they just need to sit down and think about it. That's really what it's coming down to is, what, does Trump have to die? Is that it? Sorry, I'm annoyed. Maybe they're starting to think about it. Maybe they're starting, in the quiet back of their mind, they're starting to question all the stuff Trump is saying. Because there's a lot of news coming out on Trump and all the bad actions that he's doing. And maybe, just maybe, some of them are starting to think about it. I'm not going to hold my breath. They want the good old days. They want the 50s, 1950s, 1850s, 1750s, 1650s, the 950s. Maybe they missed the good old days where Trump was going to promise them everything and they foolishly believed him. Maybe, just maybe, some of them are starting to wake up. And maybe I think that's what this is. What do we need to do to get rid of Trump? More people need to wake up and really analyze what's been going on and understand that the nostalgia they had for what he promised them and what he didn't deliver was always a lie. Knight of Wands, it's slow progress getting him to wake up. Like this Knight of Wands to actually start beating him with a stick to wake him up. And I guess maybe it's, oppressing one special group at a time, starting with the LGBTQ community, then going after women's rights. What's it going to take? Now we're back to Trump's greatest hits, got to blame brown people for everything that's wrong in this country. Maybe we're in that current state where we might be hitting a peak here with it. They're still chained to Trump, and it's up to them to decouple from Trump on this one. There has to be something comes through. This is the sword of justice. This might it could very well be that the January 6th case could break the dam on this one. It's not going to be the civil case that breaks it. It's not going to be the E. Jean Carroll civil case that breaks it. This has got to be the January 6th case that starts breaking the dam and getting people to step away from Trump. Wow, double aces. Yeah. Once these folks see the sword of justice and understand what the truth is, that's when they will start taking action. I think in this case, like, women understand who Trump and the Republican Party are, and they're ready to take action. Who else is going to be ready to do that? And it's going to continue. Trump is going to continue to spiral downward, spiral out of control. The more he spirals out of control, the more he loses people that spiral out of his orbit. What you're left with are basically his true believers. And the frightening thing to think is that could be, a third of the population, 25% of the population, 20%. Those numbers get smaller and they seem small until you realize 20% is 1 in 5 people. I grew up in a family of 6. By the normal distributions, that would mean one member in my family growing up would have been a always Trumper and would have gone down the ship with him. It's a depressing thought. What is Trump's anti-Semitic comments overlaid onto brown people and people from Africa and stuff like that? How is that going to play into the waking up of people? How does that, are Jewish people who supported Trump suddenly not going to support him anymore? Is that the next group to let go of this guy? I'm annoyed. Sorry. Grumpy. Stupid random guy on the internet throwing tarot cards is all grumpy. He's got the big feels. But I am grumpy. What is it going to take? What about... Okay, so the whole thing about poisoning the blood, which is echoing Hitler. I'm sure the neo-Nazis in the U.S. love it. Just showing us who he is. Showing his ass for the world to see. It might drive some people off. That they just, across the line with them. Yeah, he's showing the world his butt, and some people are absolutely loving it. They love the fact, they can't wait to who he ostracizes next. Because in Trump world, you're either a Trumper or the enemy. And if you're not a forever Trumper, you just need to go. And maybe, just maybe, as more people start leaving, as he insults more people and narrows his world, more and more people will reevaluate their support of Donald Trump. The problem that I see with this is that this is a very slow process. I don't see any big moment where this flushes down the toilet. This is just a slow decline as opposed to a fast decline. And I'm impatient. Notoriously impatient. And I'm impatient on this one. I just want this over with. All right. So, what's the fallout from Trump comparing brown people with anti-Semitic language? Maybe a few extra people will say, "Oh dear, I didn't know he was such a a horrible racist man. Have you not been paying attention? He's been this way for almost 10 years now in the public life." I don't know. We'll see. Grumpy. Leave angry face emojis. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Sorry, not my best, not my happiest moment, but whatever. Human beings living with that. Thank you for supporting my channel. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.